Many years ago in Alaska, about 23 miles north of Juneau, there's a little cove, an inlet on Lynn Canal. And in the cove, set back in the trees, is a log cabin that was helped to be built by my father. It belongs to the Diocese of Alaska, and since Dad helped build it, we were allowed to spend a lot of time in it during the summer. This one summer we were out there, and Dad decided that we needed to have target practice. And he insisted. Mom was not happy, but she said, okay, and set it up down there and I'll be down. So she grabbed something out of the bedroom and came down to where all of the cans were set up on the log, and she stood with her back to the log, took a mirror up, shot the can off the log, turned around, looked at my dad and said, "Are you satisfied?" and stomped back off to the cabin. Hello, my name is Patty Hinkelman. This is a speech to inform you how a pioneer life in Alaska formed the character of Roberta Dooley Diamond. All of us need to look to the past to find those strong characters because they're what formed our country. My mother was one of these people. Her background, her family, and her ability to overcome diversity was what made her the person that she was. My mother was born in Cordova, Alaska on May 7th, 1917. She was one of 7 children. Her dad died when she was 7 years old. They lived during the Depression, so it was a hard life. They had a second-hand store, and my mother was responsible for helping out in there and also with the 2 younger children who came after her. She graduated in 1935 from Cordova High School. She was very proud of that fact. After that, she decided that there was more work elsewhere, and so she went to Juneau, Alaska, and worked for a cold storage unit there. While she was working for the cold storage, she received many upgrades because she was never satisfied with okay work. She continually improved herself as time went on. She married John Diamond January 11th, 1946, and this is her wedding breakfast picture. That's what they did back then. After she and John were married, they went to Washington, D.C., where Dad continued his career as searching for a law degree. While they were back there, my mother was invited to Harry Truman's house. Mrs. Truman sent out an invitation to a garden party, which Mother attended and was pretty tickled with that too. They returned to Juneau, and Dad was appointed to the Alaska Supreme Court, and so therefore he ended up being gone a lot. But before that happened, he and Mom adopted us 3 kids. This is one of the baptismal pictures. My 2 brothers and I were adopted from Seattle. But Dad was on the court circuit, and so that made things a little bit difficult for Mom, as she was the mom and dad all the time. Her family was very important to her, so it really didn't matter. She went back to work once we were all in school, and she was fairly sure we're going to be okay. She loved family probably more than anything. She kept in touch with her family in Cordova, and a lot of her family had gone down the coast also. She sent money to help out when they were in need, and it was just very important. She also was interested in both the Dooleys and the Diamonds, and researched the families and found the crests, and this was important to her also. Dad died in 1985, and Mom decided that she was going to do something for herself, so she decided to travel all over the world. China, Japan, Europe, you name it, she went there. The only place she didn't go was Australia. She died in November of 2002. Virginia Woolf once said, "Rise to the occasion, which is life." And this pretty much demonstrates the beliefs of my mother, Bobby Diamond. She overrode every problem that came to her. She was a strong woman of passions and beliefs and would never let anything happen. Any diversity that showed up in her life, she overcame. This was Roberta Dooley Diamond's pioneer character. Thank you.